These days, many people don't leave their homes without some form of protection. Pepper spray, personal alarms, self-defense tools that once felt unnecessary are now treated like daily essentials. Grabbing them has become as normal as picking up a phone or keys. Because when violent crime continues to happen, fear doesn't stay quiet. It builds, it spreads, and it pushes people toward choices they never thought they'd make. Even college students, young people just starting their lives, now feel the need to protect themselves in ways that once seemed unimaginable. Some carry alarms, some carry weapons, and some even consider firearms. Students carrying deadly force. That reality brings us to today's case. Who was Brianna Dennison? Brianna Dennison was 19 years old. She was a junior studying child psychology at Santa Barbara City College, a bright student with a future centered around helping others. In January 2008, Brianna disappeared from a friend's apartment in Reno, Nevada. She had been somewhere familiar, somewhere comfortable, somewhere she believed was safe. And then, sometime in the middle of the night, she vanished. As police began searching for answers, each detail uncovered only deepened the fear, not just for her family and friends, but for an entire community. What started as a missing person case quickly became something far more devastating. Brianna's winter break ended in the worst way imaginable: early life and family. Brianna was born on March 29, 1988, to Jeff and Bridget Dennison. Everyone close to her called her Bree. She grew up in a small, close-knit family with her younger brother, Brighton. Early life was stable. The family lived comfortably in Reno, where Jeff ran his own business. But everything changed in 1994. Jeff Dennison was just 34 years old when he took his own life while facing a federal embezzlement investigation. Brianna was only 6. The loss shattered the family. Grief settled in quietly but permanently. It was something that never fully left them. Bridget became a single mother overnight. She worked nonstop, doing everything she could to hold the family together. Raising Bree and Brighton alone meant sacrifice, exhaustion, and constant pressure. Despite that, the family leaned on one another. Brianna grew into a bright, outgoing child. She had an energy that made people feel comfortable around her. She didn't try to stand out, she just did. Still, her father's death left a mark. It was something the family carried silently as they moved forward. Eventually, they relocated to Mendocino, California, where Bridget had grown up. The move gave them a fresh start. Bree adapted quickly. She made friends easily. Teachers described her as warm, open, and kind. She graduated from Reno High School in 2006 and turned her focus toward college. College and personality. Brianna enrolled at Santa Barbara City College to study child psychology. She was drawn to helping children, especially those who needed guidance and stability. Outside of school, Bree loved to travel. She spent a year abroad in Rome. That experience opened her eyes to the world, and she didn't stop there. Hawaii, New York, Mexico, Jamaica, Japan, Italy again, Egypt, Hungary, Austria, France. Even at 19, Bree lived fully. She chased experiences. She trusted her instincts. Was also extremely close to her younger brother, Brighton. As the older sibling, she guided him, encouraged him, and protected him. Brighton admired her deeply. Everyone described Bri the same way. Upbeat, warm, full of life. She was doing well in school. She felt like she was exactly where she belonged. And then January 2008 changed everything. Return to Reno. Bree returned to Reno for winter break to spend time with old high school friends. For the Dennison family, January would once again become a painful month. Bree and her friends planned to attend student events hosted by summer-winter action tours, outings designed for college students. The timing aligned with Martin Luther King Jr. weekend. On the night of January 19th, their schedule was packed. Music, crowds, energy. One of the main events was a party at the Sands Regency Resort, now known as the J Resort, on North Arlington Avenue. Time passed quickly. Before anyone realized it, it was already past midnight. That night, Bree, her friend Jessica, and their host Katie planned to stay at Katie's off-campus apartment on McKay Court near the University of Nevada. When Katie and Bree arrived back at the apartment, Jessica was already there with a man the others didn't recognize. She wanted to sleep since she had work early the next morning. Katie and Bree went to their room, changed into pajamas, and got ready for bed. Bree decided to sleep in the living room instead. She sat up on the couch, a pillow, 2 blankets, and a stuffed bear, and settled in for the night. Katie eventually went to her room. The unlocked door. The apartment had a front glass door that the roommates never locked. Their thinking was simple. If someone forgot their keys, they could still get inside. They were college students. Safety wasn't always top of mind. Nothing bad had ever happened before. That sense of comfort turned out to be dangerously misleading. Last phone call. Phone records later showed Bree spoke with her boyfriend Cameron that night. They argued briefly about her staying out late and going to parties. Eventually, they worked things out. The call ended on good terms. After that, Bree fell asleep on the couch. The morning after, on January 20th, around 9 a.m., Jessica and Katie woke up. When they walked through the living room, Bree wasn't on the couch. At first, it didn't seem alarming. They assumed she had gone to her bedroom. But as the morning went on, Bree never came out. Hours passed. Uneasiness set in. They checked her room. She wasn't there. When they returned to the living room, several things immediately stood out. One blanket was still on the couch. The other lay on the kitchen floor near the back door. Her stuffed bear was gone. And on her pillow, there was a red stain. Panic took over. They called Bree's mother, Bridget. Bree's phone, wallet, and bag were all still inside the apartment. Bridget immediately called 911. Forensic discovery. Officers arrived and searched the apartment. There were no signs of forced entry. Nothing appeared stolen. With the front door unlocked, investigators believed Bree had been taken during the night. When they examined the pillow more closely, they found 3 red stains and smudged mascara. Tiny puncture marks were visible. Marks investigators believed were bite impressions. The theory was chilling. The pillow may have been pressed against Bree's face to keep her from screaming. The apartment was sealed for forensic testing. Male DNA was found on the couch and doorknob. With Bree still missing, the case escalated rapidly. The FBI joined the investigation. Pattern emerges. In the months before Bree disappeared, several women in the area had been violently assaulted. That raised a terrifying possibility. Whoever took Bree may have done this before, and might do it again. Detectives questioned everyone close to Bree. Her boyfriend Cameron was cleared. The man who gave Jessica a ride home was cleared. DNA ruled them out. Then, on January 29th, a woman reported a recent attack in a university parking lot. She described the attacker as white and driving a blue pickup truck, possibly a Toyota Tacoma. She had provided a DNA sample. Investigators compared it to the evidence from Bree's apartment. It matched. The same person was responsible. The search and discovery. Another woman soon came forward with a similar story. Each attack shared a disturbing detail. The attacker took women's underwear as trophies. A composite sketch was released. Volunteers searched nearly 100 square miles. Hope remained until February 15, 2008. A man noticed what looked like a doll near an empty lot. It wasn't a doll. It was Brianna. 2 pairs of underwear were found nearby. One belonged to Bree, the other belonged to Katie. The implication was terrifying. The killer had been inside the apartment before, watching, waiting, arrest and justice. Months later, a woman found women's underwear hidden in her husband's truck. That man was James Michael Bila. DNA testing confirmed the truth. He was arrested. The evidence was overwhelming. Fibers from Bree's clothes were found in his truck. His trial began in 2010. Survivors testified. His wife testified. The truth was laid bare. On May 27, 2010, James Bila was convicted. On July 30th, he was sentenced to death, along with multiple life sentences. Legacy. After Bree's death, Nevada passed Brianna's law requiring all convicted felons to submit DNA. It may have saved lives if it existed earlier. Brianna was 19, asleep, in a place she believed was safe. Thank you for watching Dark Room Stories. Some truths never leave the room.